everyone, and welcome to Seaport Theater. While inside, smoking is not permitted. And for the safety of our animals, please refrain from the use of flash photography. If you need to leave at any time during the show, please exit up the stairs where an operations ambassador will assist you. And now, SeaWorld is proud to present Rescue Tales.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Rescue Tales. How are we doing? Are we doing good? Yeah? Well, my name is Hannah, and I am just one of 350 animal care specialists right here at SeaWorld Orlando. I really do have the best job in the world. I mean, where else do I get to wake up, come over here, take care of some really great animals, and share them all with you guys? Today, I am so excited to highlight the relationships that we made with some of our animals under our care. We're reminded that all animals, no matter how big or small, play a vital role in their ecosystems. Now, today is going to be pretty interactive. We're going to be asking you guys a few questions. Feel free just to shout out those answers for me. Can we do that?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, allow me to shine a spotlight on our first animal coming out with my friend Brad.
Thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Welcome. When you think of wildlife in the state of Florida, what animal comes to mind?
Alligator.
Wow, you guys did a great job on that first question we asked. I'm impressed. I made it easy though for you. The rest of them might be maybe a little harder, but not too hard. So this is an American alligator. This is my buddy Bayou, and he is an American alligator, only 1 year old. Hard to believe, this little guy right here can grow to nearly 13 feet in length and be almost 600 pounds.
Woo!
This guy, yeah, he can get big. Now, if he ever does, we're gonna need more trainers, right? It's gonna be more than just me bringing him out here for sure. The American alligator can be found in freshwater areas, in swamps, rivers, and marshes. In Florida and the southern states, through Louisiana, Texas, you'll see them out there quite a bit if you take a look pretty closely. Now, they can live about 35 to 50 years. And in a zoological facility, they have it made. They can live nearly 80 years old. They've got it made. No pollution, no predators, and great health benefits, so they can live long lives. Now, a little bit about this guy, because it's really cool to see him up close, and you probably do have a good view of his body right now. If you see on him, there's all these little squares on him, and these have a big fancy word called osteoderms. And that is a big word for basically bony plates that protect his body, acting almost like an armor
The
on
schedule
him.
didn't work out, and so she's like, I was talking now.
And then inside of his mouth, you'll see there's lots of teeth. Does anybody know how many teeth are inside of his mouth? Anybody want to guess?
100.
Oh, close, close. A little less than that though.
96.
76 is getting there. 4 more. Now we gotta do math. 80 teeth, thank you. Got it. I got a good one down here. 80 teeth inside of his mouth. Now they are really close together and they do fall out. And throughout their entire lifespan, they can actually go through 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in their life. 2,000 to 3,000 teeth throughout their entire life. Now moving down here a little bit farther is his tail. Now his tail is kind of cool, and they use that quite a bit in their environment. They move it around, and they'll actually dig holes in the ground with their tail. All right, by doing that, they create an area for them to go into, especially during times of drought. That hole will fill with water, and it gives them a place to be, to find shelter. And sometimes even birds or other animals might lay their eggs right in those gator holes, all right, when there's not a gator in there, of course. So it's great for the ecosystem as well. Now, female alligators are pretty interesting. They protect their young for about 2 years, and the temperature of the soil that they lay their egg determines the gender of the baby. So if they lay their egg in cooler soil, it will be a girl, and if it's warmer soil, it will be a boy, all right? Yeah, isn't that cool? It's because girls are cooler. That's what my wife told me to say. She also makes fun of my jokes, so they don't get any better at all. The American alligator was on the endangered species list back in 1967, but because of years of conservation efforts, we have been able to remove them off of that list. And in the 80s, they came off the list and also became the state reptile of Florida. So that's pretty cool. I'm sure I have some Floridians in here. We have learned to coexist with alligators quite a bit, haven't we? We see them in our neighborhoods, maybe even our golf courses if you play golf. It's important to enjoy them, but we also want to enjoy them from a distance and give them their space. And just like any animal, we don't want to feed them, any wild animal, we don't want to feed them because they could become dependent upon food. So with all these things in mind, we can keep them off the endangered species list for many more years to come. All right? Well, before we welcome our next animal, I think you guys can help me out with this pretty good. See you later. Thank you, guys.
All right, guys, the next animal coming out with me and my friend Heather is a Eurasian eagle owl. This is our 8-year-old friend, Rain. Rain came to us from another facility that no longer was able to be her forever home, so we were able to give that for her. Like I said, she is 8 years old. She is full grown. If anyone is native here to Florida or other parts around here, you might have seen an owl that looks similar with those two tufts on top of the head. That would be the great horned owl. So the great horned owl gets their name from those tufts up there. Hers are a little bit larger. She's actually about double the size of that owl that you would see. Those owls weigh somewhere around 4 pounds on average. She's about 8 pounds. She is actually one of the largest species of owl, and she is native to Europe. Looks like she's checking you guys out there. In multiple places, yeah. But she is from Europe and Southeast Asia. But you guys got a great look at one of those adaptations she has, and those are those big, beautiful eyes. Those eyes, if you were to actually take them and put them inside of your own head, it would be the equivalent of having 2 grapefruits inside of your head. That's how large their eyes are. That is because they do not have the muscles to go ahead and move their eyes back and forth independently like we do. So they actually have those big eyes so that they could see far and wide. They could actually see from pretty great distances. Now, she's also moving her head around for you guys. That's giving you a great look at how they can turn their head around. Does anyone know how many degrees they could turn their head around? I heard some 360s. It was a bit of a trick question because it is a misconception. They could actually turn it 180. You're close as well. It's about 270. So it's about 3/4 of the way around. It doesn't actually go in a full circle, although that would be quite cool. But that is with the ability, or she has the ability to do so because she actually has more neck bones. These guys have 14 neck bones, and to give you an idea, humans only have 7. So those extra neck bones do allow her to turn her head like so. She's a great model for it. Now, if everyone helps me out with this one and takes their hands and put them behind your ears as I'm talking, this should amplify the hearing just slightly. Obviously, it works much better for my friend Rain, but that is how they can hear so well. They have a group of feathers called a facial disc that is around their ears, which does amplify their hearing where they can hear a mouse 75 feet away. Even if that mouse was under snow stepping on a twig, they could hear it. So with all of those things combined, that makes them a pretty formidable predator. The last thing that helps her out here, has anyone heard an owl fly at night? Yes, no, I have a mixed crowd here. Well, the current answer is no. You didn't hear owl fly, and that is because they have an almost silent flight. At the tip of their feathers, they have comb-like projections that help muffle the sound of flight. So all of these things combined, in addition to her great hearing and her eyesight, it does make them free pest control. So they're great for agriculture and farmers. They live in woods. It looks like she just caught a glimpse of herself up there. But those are all great things combined. If we see owls out there, they are what we call an indicator species. That tells us that the environment's health overall is doing well. If we were to not see any owls out there, we'd actually be more concerned that their environment as a whole wasn't doing as well as we would hope. So we want to make sure we protect these guys out there. If you ever see an animal in need, like my friend Rain or any other wildlife, we do ask that you call your local wildlife center to make sure that they can be rehabbed and reintroduced properly. Sometimes they don't need any help at all. They just have lost their way. But I think Rain did a phenomenal job today. Let's go ahead and give her a big round of applause. Now our next animal coming on out here is definitely one that my friend Rain would be impressed with, but not for the reason that you think. I'm going to invite my friend Hannah on out that you guys met earlier with another friend.
So friends, this is Cassandra. Cassandra is a Florida king snake. There's about 45 different subspecies of king snake out there and about 26 total species of king snake. It is region specific depending on where they are. They have a lot of cool adaptations and colorations depending on where they live. The Florida king snake is actually native to the southeastern United States. So you guys can see these guys slithering along hardwood forests, marshes, swamps out here. And she has a more neutrally toned coloration. It's lots of browns, lots of tans, and that's what helps her blend in with the forest floor. The king snake gets their name king snake due to them having the ability to ingest venom from other snakes, which is pretty unique for snakes, in fact, meaning they can take care of excess pets such as rodents, mice, rats, rattlesnakes, cottonmouths, and water moccasins out here. They have that extra protein in their blood, which helps them digest that extra venom. They're actually able to also ingest snakes that are actually larger than them, which is pretty cool. Has anybody heard of mimicry before? No? Yes, only one yes, there's one. That's okay, let me tell you about it. Mimicry is actually the act of recreating a behavior from another animal in order to try and defend themselves. Lots of different animals will do this behavior, and it looks like she wants to go on her shirt there. Mimicry with Cassandra here, she can actually wiggle the base of her tail and make it look like a rattlesnake. So whenever a larger predator is coming up on her and she gets a little threatened, she'll rattle her tail right down here, and that'll help signify to that larger animal that, hey, you might want to leave me alone. Now, she was given to us by a family when they realized they weren't able to give her the proper amount of care. Snakes require an exotic vet, so they're not able to go to your local dog or cat vet, which sometimes can be really hard to find depending on where you are, and also can be pretty pricey. Now you want to make sure you do your research when you get into exotic pets such as Cassandra here. She can get up to 4 to 5 feet in length, and they can live for a pretty long time. That goes for any exotic pet, not just snakes. So you want to make sure you're doing your proper research when it comes to buying an exotic pet. We're so lucky that they asked us to give her a forever home here because we can learn a lot about snakes and exotic pets as a whole as well. If you ever have an exotic pet and you don't have the ample care to give them, make sure you do your research on where to relocate that animal. Don't just release it into the wild, as this can disrupt the natural habitat that is already established in that area. That's how invasive pests seem to make their way into our natural ecosystems. It can throw off the health as well of your natural ecosystem. Now we're going to give it up for Cassandra here. She did a fantastic job. And I'm going to welcome Jackie back on out.
Thanks, Hannah. Are you guys enjoying meeting our animals so far? Well, coming out next is one of my favorites. He has defied odds. Let me introduce you to 14-year-old Eastern brown pelican making his way on out here from Panama. Panama, like I said, a 14-year-old Eastern brown pelican. These guys are native to North America and even parts of South America. You can see he definitely has quite a bit of personality in him, for sure. Now, you may be checking him out while he walks on out here. He's showing off that impressive wingspan. These guys have a 6.5-foot wingspan that does allow them to glide about 65 feet in the air and actually dive down with remarkable precision. When they dive on down, they can actually scoop up all of their fish with some water in their pouch, which does make it a little bit easier for them to catch, which he was showing off for you just there. But that pouch is a vital asset to these guys. Anyone know how much water his pouch can hold?
3 gallons.
Go, 3 gallons. There you go, right on the money.
Really?
3 gallons of water. Yeah, there you go. So that is an impressive amount, but they actually do not drink drink any of that salt water. It would upset their bellies just like it would us. Scooping up that water is just makes catching that fish a little bit easier. They would get all of their hydration from the fish itself. Yeah. Now, as he's hanging out up here with us, taking a nap, maybe scratching over there, you're gonna notice that he is walking up here on stage awfully cute. These guys actually spend more than half of their time in the air, in the water. So they'll be soaring above there. They may be floating into the water. And those are two places that unfortunately we do see most of the stuff that affects them. So entanglement is actually the #1 reason that pelicans die each year. Over 700 pelicans die each year alone from just entanglement. Yeah. He's showing you, he can flap his wings around, yeah. But that entanglement is a major problem, and something that we can do to help pelicans like Panama actually help them out there is if you see any abandoned fishing line, or if you're out there fishing, or if you're just on the beach, bringing everything back with you does help them. We want to make sure that we can admire them for many, many more years to come. Now, we do have more rescued pelicans actually at the Pelican Preserve, bye buddy, that you can find right outside of the Manta entrance. Now you can give this handsome bird a big round of applause. Yeah, he knows how to get all the attention. Panama was actually rescued from St. Petersburg, Florida in 2010. He was found abandoned in a nest, and we've been more than happy to give him his forever home since. Now, as we conclude our journey through Rescue Tales, it is a reminder that every animal, no matter how big or small, deserves love, compassion, and a second chance. Here at SeaWorld, we are honored to be able to offer that second chance, and for nearly 60 years, we have rescued over 41,000 animals with the goal of rehabilitating and releasing them back to the wild.
That's right. Thank you for the applause. Actually, this year, even more applause, 26 manatees and 45 sea turtles. Let's hear it for our rescue team and our veterinary staff.
Yeah, those releasings would not be possible without compassionate individuals like yourselves and our animal care staff. These stories continue to unfold every single day. Until next time, remember, cherish every tale. Within each one lies a story worth saving.
Thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day today at SeaWorld.